What's up, guys? This is Voodoo for Voodoo's House of Hoodoo, and I'm joined by
Sean from DQ Gaming.
And we're going to continue going over the very basics that you will use to understand Mortal Kombat X. One thing that I did want to talk about that I have not touched on yet, which I feel is very, very important in this game, is meter.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 meters here. So obviously the top is your health bar, but what's that bar underneath? Well, that bar underneath is your stamina meter.
Okay.
Okay, characters use stamina for different things depending on the character.
Right.
But everybody has the same basic uses for their stamina meter. Like running.
Run until you run out of breath.
Run until you run out of breath. So, running in this game is difficult for even more advanced players to get used to. Newer players, I find this to be very difficult. I've seen a lot of complaints that run is very difficult right now. So I'm going to try to make this a little bit easier on everybody. Okay, you double tap forward and then you hit block. Okay? So double tapping forward and hitting block, you run. And you can hit block again to stop yourself immediately. So you don't have to worry about committing entirely to the run. So if you have like a Sub-Zero throwing ice balls at you from full screen, you can, oh no, and you can block. So you don't have to worry about overly committing to your run. But notice, every time you start your run, it does take a decent chunk of that.
Right.
Now once you've gone to here, notice no more running.
Right.
You have to have at least 1 bar of stamina meter to be able to run.
Okay.
The other thing that takes stamina meter is your backdash. You're only given 2 backdashes. The thing about backdash is it's got invulnerability on it.
Okay.
So when you backdash, specifically, like especially against Cassie, if she's trying to shoot you, you can actually backdash and avoid the gunshot entirely.
Really?
Yeah. We'll get into the combos, the second part of the screen. So the way the combos work is it's kind of a what we call a magic series. And a magic series is when you press a sequence of buttons and it comes out. Whatever combo you're going for. In the NetherRealm Studios games, they're fairly well known for their magic series style combos now.
Right.
And they're fairly simple to do. You can even win matches just off doing a magic series type combo. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's just how you play, because that's what you're comfortable with, then by all means, you can win it with that. You have to be patient. You have to know what you're doing. You're not going to be doing a lot of damage all the time, but you'll be able to pull them off. You know what I mean? They're not too difficult.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep it easy right now, and we'll get harder down the road.
I know you know some really good Cassie Cage combos that go in like the double-digit numbers.
The thing about the Magic Series, too, is that certain Magic Series you'll notice it says cancel on it and there's a number underneath it. We won't explain the significance of the numbers yet, but what's important is that it has the numbers there. So what those numbers means you can actually do a special move at the end of that Magic Series. So I can do it off this one, but not off this one. So we'll do Gunshot, because that's the one that we have, that we've seen so far.
Right.
So the Gunshot confirmed there. What was the other one? Square, triangle, square? Okay, so see that one? Knocks him away, but no gunshot that time.
Right, because she's getting right back into it after her move, so there's no time to shoot.
Exactly. So, and because there's no cancel there. Notice how that has a cancel. That cancels, but this one, no cancel. Of course, I didn't do the thing that time, but the move doesn't have a cancel to it, so you can't do it. Then, there's also certain Magic Series where we refer to it as a launcher. What launchers do is it knocks someone into the air so you can follow up with something else that you want to, which is, again, something where it gets a little bit more execution heavy. But you can get different things off it. Hit the wrong button. See? So you can hit another button and actually have it work, and then you can end that cancelable button into a special move.
Right.
And if you like playing Cassie far away, maybe that's something you want to do. Maybe you just want to be far away. And you can set yourself far away if you want to. Now we'll get into special moves. Special moves you can use to either start combos, to extend combos, or to end combos. Whatever you really feel like. The go-to in this variation for Cassie, and it's my personal favorite. Oh, it's not that one. It's that. Ding dong. That's all I care about. That's my favorite thing. And in this variation, that's your go-to. Because if you notice, it takes Sub-Zero a minute to recover. A little bit longer than it takes you to recover.
Right.
So because of that, you could do different things to him. And he, you might actually catch him in the middle of trying to do something.
Right.
You know? Because you've set yourself in an advantageous situation. So if you just want to sweep him because you don't think he's going to do anything, alright, fine. Sometimes it's good to just block. Sometimes that's the most important thing to learn about games. Sometimes, even though it seems like you have the most favorable position, he's in the corner, you just hit him in the nuts. Sometimes it's best to just block, because what if he tries to do something?
Right, you could throw another ice ball, try to freeze you, or he could try to slide.
Yeah, you could try to slide, and then if he slides, then what? You know, then you have to be blocking low, and you have to hope the slide doesn't hit.
Right.
What if it's Grandmaster? What if he does a clone, and you throw a punch out?
Well, you get frozen.
You get frozen.
You get yourself frozen trying to fight.
Or unbreakable. If he puts up the shield and you press the button, you're going to get frozen.
Yeah.
So, even though you're in an advantageous situation, it's not always the smartest idea to press. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's best to just back off a little bit. So we'll go over the gunshot, first of all. Obviously, as you can see.
Projectile.
It's a projectile. It takes quite a while to come out. It's something you can definitely react to. So it may not always be the best idea to use around here, because if he jumps, you're just going to take a full combo.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're back here and you want to throw a couple gunshots out, by all means do so. You know?
Yeah.
So glow kick. Oh, the green.
All the green right there.
I love it. There's the sign of the Cage family, the green.
Yep.
So glow kick is really good for Cassie for what we call a reversal. This actually has armor on it when you do it. So if Sub-Zero's throwing an ice ball, look at that.
Look at that.
Not only that, it punished the ice ball.
Yeah.
And then I got a combo off of it.
Look at that. You had armor that goes onto it. Now, like, how do you know like which moves have armor and which ones do not?
It doesn't tell you, so you actually have to look it up for your character.
Okay. So luckily we know that Cassie gets armor on her EX glow kick.
Yep.
But it's strong enough to fly over or go through the ice ball, and then be able to hit Sub-Zero on the way down, so you can start getting your combo. That's really good. I think that's worth 1 bar right there.
Yeah, that's definitely worth 1 bar, especially if you just keep getting frozen by Sub-Zero over and over again. You know, that has armor on it too.
Ah,
her EX flip kick.
She freaking kicks the ice ball away.
But you have to time it right.
But if you don't time it right.
The EX special moves,
right,
which is the meter on the bottom left, which you can spend on other special moves and make them stronger.
Gotcha.
But you also, by using it, you kind of lose out on being able to use it again. So even though you've used it, you know, you might like need to have a situation come up where you, oh man, I need to armor away.
Right.
Well, there's also stuff that requires the use of 2 meters. Now notice how he got 3 meters back for whatever reason. Right. But it costs him 2 meters whenever he blocks.
Right.
So what you can do when you've blocked or in mid combo, you can spend 2 meters to knock somebody almost full screen away, and you take whatever damage you've taken, but at least you're not taking more damage. So that's an option to spend the meter on. So again, it's not always best to kind of just throw your meter out willy-nilly just because you're kind of hoping it'll work.
Right.
We'll go over X-Ray. I'm not a fan of X-Ray.
Okay. Explain to us why you're not a fan of X-Ray.
I'm not a fan of X-Ray because of something I'm eventually going to get into, which has to do with scaling.
Right.
But that's the reason. I don't think the extra damage is worth spending 3 meters.
Everyone's at 30%.
Yeah, well, everyone's at 30%. All right. If you're both at 30%, by all means, go into an X-Ray. All right. They can't break out of the X-Ray. They're gonna take. It's brutal, and look, it already reset his health because he's taking so much damage.
He's taking 35% just from that.
And there you go. So if you know it's going to win, by all means do the X-Ray. And then, as you can see, there's the variation section here, where it discusses everything that's unique to this particular variation. It does the combo attacks, which is your combos, and the special moves.
Right.